Hello everyone, I'm Dennis Wilcuts and this is James Tao. And on today's show, we're going to be doing a quick weekend recap, and then we're going to go over the NFL's top 10 quarterbacks.
What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Okay, so over the weekend, we had a big college football battle. Number 1 versus number 2. LSU visiting Alabama. A very, very hard-fought battle. No touchdowns, all field goals. Came down to the overtime. Defensive warfare all day long. What's your opinion on the game, Dennis?
It was all about defense in the game. We saw two great defenses just clashing against each other, and the offenses really couldn't do anything. But I say that Alabama really should have won that game. It comes down to kicking. We see it multiple times every year. You're going to always see it. Games do come down to just little things like kicking.
Alright, now let's move on to our list of the top 10 quarterbacks in the National Football League. Starting with number 1, I think me and Dennis have a consensus here. It's going to be the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers. Alright, let's go to number 2. Number 2, I have Tom Brady. I don't think I need to argue that any more than just saying 2 words, Tom Brady.
I also have Tom Brady as my number 2, and there's really no argument. The guy is surgical, he has great accuracy, and he knows how to expose matchups better than almost anybody in the NFL.
Again, Tom Brady.
Number 3, I have Drew Brees. He is putting up ridiculous stats this year. He has 3,000 passing yards. He's on pace to beat Marino's record. There's really nothing else that you...
I have to agree, Dennis. Alright, let's go on to number 4. I think this is where we'll start getting a differentiation. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, number 4. Good record on the team. He's someone who can win you the game on his own without any help from anybody else. He's putting up good numbers, lots of yards, a good touchdown to interception ratio, good 60% and above completion average percentage. What do you think, Dennis?
I'm going to get so many haters for this one. I have number 4 on my list, believe it or not, the 14 interception, Philip Rivers.
Philip Rivers?
Philip
Rivers is not a top 5 quarterback anymore.
Philip Rivers.
No,
I'm still going to hold out faith for him.
Absolutely not.
Due to the fact that I think that if I'm going to pick a pickup team right now, I'm still going to pick Philip Rivers up in that top 5.
Philip Rivers, last year, the year before that, top 5, no doubt. Blew up against the Jets, blew up against the Chiefs, blew up against the Packers.
I'm still going to give him
3 straight blow-ups. Cost them 3 games.
I'm
not even talking about the games before then.
Just a few more.
Right, moving on, who you got at number 5, Dennis?
At number 5, gonna spark a few more questions here. But I'm going with the Lions' Matt Stafford. And that's right.
Matt Stafford.
Ridiculous quarterback rating.
Okay.
The guy's going lights out right now, got a great record. And I think there's something to be said for a quarterback. I know he has Calvin Johnson. We know this. He has a top wide receiver in the league. But there's something to be said for a quarterback that brings a team out of the basement to the promised land.
All I gotta say, 5, 6, maybe even 7 of those touchdowns are not to Matthew Stafford's credit. He lobbed it up in there and Calvin Johnson made the play. I'm not giving credit for a lot of those touchdowns. I have no confidence in having him lead my football team when I need a victory. That's why I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles, Michael Vick. Kind of the same as Roethlisberger. Again, will win you the game based on his own personal ability. Does not need anybody else to help him. And when you have to account for the containment of Michael Vick that hurts your pass rush, you have to stay in your gaps. It hurts your blitz packagings. You can't get overload on the blitz anymore. Everybody has to be well distributed. And when you cover every single receiver the Eagles have, Michael Vick can still get 10, 20, 30-yard gains even when you shut down the play. Moving on to number 6, who you got?
I believe I actually do have I have Ben Roethlisberger, I'm sorry, at number 6. For some of the same reasons that James had him at number 4. He has a great team, great record, and he's the biggest man ever. You see these defensive guys try to tackle him, and he knows how to improvise. Probably the best quarterback at improvising.
My number 6 is going to be Phillip Rivers. Used to be a perennial guaranteed top 5 quarterback. He's losing games left and right. Pick sixes, interceptions, fumbles, all sorts of bad stuff going on. When the team needs him to score the touchdown to win or drive him into field goal range, he's not been able to do it this year. However, he still has all the abilities of an elite quarterback. He's just not executing right now.
All right, and I guess we'll go ahead and move on to number 7. I have Michael Vick actually as my number 7.
Number 7, Dennis is going to flip out right now. Eli Manning of the New York Giants. What's the record? What's their record?
All right, they're at the top of the NFC East. They're blowing away with the NFC East. But my opinion on Eli Manning is he is the most inconsistent piece of trash ever.
Eli has a great passer rating, 98 point something, 15 touchdowns, a lot of yards, over 60% completion. He's winning a lot of games. You say that he's inconsistent. Okay, I'll give you he's inconsistent. However, he's hot this year. He's playing probably the best season of his life. Won the game against the Patriots with very little time. I don't care how bad the defense is. It's an NFL defense, and it's hard to go and score a touchdown in, a minute and a half, a minute and 40, all the way through the field. That's something I haven't been seeing out of Eli Manning. Finally showed it to me on a more consistent basis this year. I'm putting him at number 7.
All right, I guess we'll go ahead and move on to number 8. This one's a little bit surprising. I don't think many people put this guy in the top 10, but I don't realize why people don't recognize this guy. Matt Schwab, he's really been a great quarterback. If you look over the past couple of years, he's been really putting up some ridiculous stats. If they didn't have...
I'm going to have to agree. Number 8, Houston Texan Matt Schaub, not Schwab, first of all. It's not financial planning over here. He's got a great offense, so I wouldn't say... he puts up really, really crazy numbers, but I think part of that is the run game, the receivers. I wouldn't say, based on statistics alone, he should be, top 5 quarterback. So I wouldn't give him that, but definitely number 8. Right, let's go to number 9. Number 9, I have to go with the surprise of the year, Ryan Fitzpatrick of the Buffalo Bills. Nobody thought this team was going to be any good. They thought Fitzpatrick didn't have even a future in the league. He's going to be a backup, not even a starter. Leads his team tied with the Patriots for the division lead. Again, great statistics, a great leader, throws really nice balls, and again, wins in crunch time, drives them down the field when they most need it.
At number 9 on my list, I actually have Matt Ryan from the Atlanta Falcons. He's had a few shakeups this year, but I feel like he's starting to turn it around, and I think everybody knows that Matt Ryan is a really good passer. We saw his first pass in the NFL was actually a touchdown, but he's a very consistent passer. All right, I guess we're going to move on to the last person on our list. And I reluctantly finally accept this fact, even though he's from my school, that I'm going to put Joe Flacco at number 10 on my list.
I'm going to have to agree. The University of Delaware's Joe Flacco is going to make it into the top 10. He showed me what I've been yearning, pleading to see for the last however many years. Finally got it done against the Steelers. It's just, I feel like finally now he's validated the confidence that we place into him.
And yeah, pretty much enough said about Joe Flacco, but that's really what he's done. He's proven to us that now he's a top 10 quarterback. Question to change. And also on this quarterback list, now that we've finished it, if you have any comments or anything you'd like to post your top 10 list, we'd love to see it on Facebook. This is going to be about it for us for this episode, but definitely like us on Facebook. Check out, subscribe on YouTube. Anything else you want to add to that?
Look at Andy Dalton. That's all I got to say.